Super good morning. Hope everybody's doing good. Have some thoughts this morning about messaging. So let's talk a bit about messaging. I think it's fair to say that for many of you, you're at that place in your business where you're shooting out cold messages throughout the day. And that's a tough place to be. It's very hard, not much easy about that at all. But there's a couple of things that even within that context, or if we're messaging people we know, that we could probably do a little bit better, or maybe a little bit differently. I think most people are probably guilty of sending out the hey girl messages, like, hey girl, saw your profile, that kind of stuff. I don't think that's bad per se, but it kind of just depends on who you're talking to and what the context is. So a couple of thoughts about general messaging, and they are this. We all know, most people know, like when you're reaching out to someone and you haven't ever talked to them, or if you haven't talked to them in a really long time, like you have an agenda. So just get to the agenda. Don't try to lollygag around like, oh, how's your kid? Oh, I noticed this. It looks really, and then circle the wagon, 15 minutes later back to, hey, I was reaching out. Like, they know what you're doing. Like, don't insult them. I'm much more an advocate of get to the point. Like, you're reaching out to them for a reason. They know it. You know it. If it's someone you haven't talked to for a while, I acknowledge it right away and be like, hey, dude, I know we haven't talked for a really long time, but you popped up in my mind today, and I'm wondering if you might be open to hearing something about blah, 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 right? And so I just go right out, like, I know I haven't talked to you for a while, or maybe you were genuinely scrolling. You can be like, hey, Karen, I know we haven't talked for a while. I was scrolling through Facebook. I got caught on your profile. I was looking through your profile, and it really occurred to me that you might be really, really good at what I do. I'm wondering if you might be open to hearing a little bit more about how to make some money on the side. Something like that, right? The verbiage that I would love to try to incorporate more is a question which says, I'm wondering if you would be open to blank. I'm wondering if you would be open to. Is it possible you would be open to? And so I think that language is important because it's not invasive, and it puts them in control, right? And it identifies what you're trying to do right away. The same is true with like cold messaging. It's a very similar strategy. Maybe you're scrolling through people in your feed that you like their profiles, and you could say that, hey, I've been following you for a bit. I've noticed your profile is really cool. You put some work into social media. I'm wondering if you're open to actually getting paid for the work that you're doing on social media, something like that. Or if you made a post and maybe they liked it, because a lot of people will follow up with views on their stories or likes on their posts, like on Instagram, for example. You could reach out to that person and say, hey, I noticed that you liked my post. I really appreciate that. I'm wondering if you might be open to hearing more about what I do. Or maybe they liked product posts in your story, and you're like, hey, I appreciate you watching my story every day. I've noticed that. I'm wondering if you might be open to learning how this product could help you. I'm wondering if you might be open to the idea of maybe earning some money on social media yourself. So by asking questions, it creates a different type of dialogue. And I know, especially when you're cold messaging, half of them don't respond to you, or more than half. I totally get that. But the point is, we're being genuine, we're being direct, we're being honest. Like, hey, I'm reaching out to you for a reason, and I'm putting the control of that reason in your lap. So I'm not trying to be spammy. I think it's those spammy messages that people get tired of, like, hey, I just saw and I thought you might be good at this. You should check this out. Or, hey, I'm losing weight. I thought you liked my post. Maybe you'd like to lose weight too. It's like, not that those are terrible, but you can smell the spammy. Like, if they didn't reach out to you, then you need to be reaching out to them with a question first, right? And the question should be respecting them, meaning, hey, I'm wondering if you're open to this idea. It's not like, I know you need this, or, hey, we've got these super bonuses, you should check it out, or I've got this new ground level opportunity. It's, hey, I really have something, and I'm wondering if you're at a position in your life that you're open to hearing about it, whether it's a product, whether it's your business, however you're marketing that. So the other thing I'd like to talk about with messaging is hitting the emotions, and this kind of goes back to posting too, or your stories. So I think we're kind of falling into, my light's flickering. Can you see that? I think we're falling into this zone where we're kind of getting lazy about our posts or our stories, or maybe we're just not being cognitive about what we're actually doing because we're missing the emotion to what we're doing. And so like making a post, like for an example, I'm just kind of thinking off the top of my head, but making a post about losing weight, like, hey, look at so-and-so, she lost 20 pounds. Would you like to lose 20 pounds? Well, do you think that people are going to respond to that type of post? I would say mostly no, because people have seen it 1,000 times. And I'm not convinced people really want to lose weight. Now, I know you're going to fight me on this, but think about it. How many people do you know really want to lose weight? Since we have a lot of weight loss products right now, that's something we're pushing. So just roll with me for a second before you argue. If we wanted to lose weight, we just do it. But losing weight sucks, and it's hard. So people don't lose weight because they want to lose weight, right? People lose weight because of the reasons behind losing weight. I want to lose weight because it makes me feel better. I want to lose weight because I have more confidence walking around when my belly is not sticking out over my pants. I want to lose weight because I want to show the world that at 42, I can still look good. This guy still got it. I want to lose weight because as a mom of 4, I want to feel good in my own skin again. So these are the reasons like behind losing it. Or, hey, how about this? I want to lose weight because I want to show Sally Mae that I'm sexier than her ass. That's a real thing, right? So maybe you want to lose weight because you wanted to prove to your family you could do it. But I think that the idea that most people just really don't want to lose weight. They want the feelings or emotions that are associated with losing weight. See where I'm going? So our marketing efforts are stopping short. Our messaging efforts are stopping short at the result and not the reason. Those are two different things. And so I think when we're messaging, we have to be aware and thoughtful of the reason. And so I would say, for an example, with keto coffee, obviously keto is an amazing product. Why is it amazing? Why should people be interested in keto coffee? Because it helps them lose weight? Do you think people care about that? Maybe, but I think more of what people care about is how they feel. So how does keto coffee make you feel? How could keto coffee make someone feel better? Hey, I've been drinking this now for 2 months. I've lost a few pounds. I feel amazing. I have energy. I'm excited. It gives me something to look forward to in the morning. How about that? I get up. I'm excited to look forward to drinking my coffee. And hey, a byproduct of this is, like I said, I've lost a few pounds, and hey, the people around the office are noticing that mama's looking sexy. You see what I mean? So we're touching the reasons behind it a little bit more, not just like what the product is. You know, one more thing about messaging. A lot of you are pretty mature in your business, in this group at least. And so there's some language I think is really powerful for people. And you've seen it because I posted it before, because I do it a lot. Like I will take stuff away from people, or I'll immediately remove it from them and go past them. And I'll do it like this. Like if somebody that knows us, right? Let's say they know us. We've been in this business 8.5 years. But I'm still trying to go through and look, in 8 years, people know us as the wrap company, and we are just not the wrap company anymore. That's not who we are. And so, yes, we still have a wrap, and that wrap is still amazing, which, by the way, you all need to be using those wraps. But we are so much more than the wraps. And in fact, we're barely even focused on the wraps. So what people's perception is of us now isn't who we are. And so it's an opportunity for us to go back to people that we know. And so like I may go back to my buddy and I say, look, I know this business isn't for you. I'm on board with that. I know it's not for you. Totally okay. But we have an entirely new product line, and we have some really cool stuff that I think some people are going to be interested in. We've been pounding this coffee. This coffee makes me feel XYZ. I'm wondering if you'd be open to the idea of sharing with me someone you think you may know that I don't know who could benefit from this. I know this isn't for you. So I've already taken it back from them. And then, what's amazing is people, when you take it away from them in the beginning, they'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why isn't this for me? Right? Or if you're talking about a product, as an example, like, hey, I know that you see me out there on my stories every day, and I'm talking about this coffee, and it's super cool. So I know you're very familiar with it. So I get it. It's not for you. Totally cool with that. But I'm seeing some really cool and amazing things that this coffee is doing for other people, and it's doing for myself. So I'm wondering, would you be open to sharing with me some people maybe that you do know who would be interested in this? Because it's really doing blah, 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 right? And so I think if we just change our language in some of our messaging and some of our approach, if we think a little bit deeper about how we're marketing and we ask a question in a less invasive way that's more direct to the point, we're going to start seeing better results with what we're doing. So those are just a few thoughts about messaging this morning that I wanted to share with you. I think this is probably going to be helpful to a lot of people. So this is one that, take this information, make it your own, and share it with your teams. Asking questions in a non-invasive way, getting right to the point, and try to work the emotion and the feeling attached with what you're talking about. Those things are really going to help you up your game when it comes to messaging.